Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I'm Steve, and today I wanted to talk to you about your portfolio. How many stocks is it that you actually need to have a successful portfolio, or how many stocks is one supposed to have, as far as to have a successful portfolio? Now, when you're dealing with diversification, which is basically having multiple stocks in multiple sectors, to spread your wealth out and to mitigate your loss, a lot of people come into it where they don't know. See, now it's advantages and disadvantages of having a lot of stocks. Like some people will have 2 stocks, but you can have, I've seen a YouTuber, and people on TV that say they got over 100 stocks, and that's I mean, it's just hard to fathom. But largely, in my opinion, this is just me speaking, like I have 18 stocks, right? Now, granted, they're all in different sectors. They're all companies, I understand. And if you want to get a whole bunch of stocks, it's your portfolio. Do what you want to do. But I mean, in my opinion, between 2 and 30 stocks, is enough. Now, if you're a beginning investor and you just learning the stock market and all that stuff, I would get no more than 8. That's what I did when I first started investing in 2014. I started with 5 stocks. First I started with 2, and then 3 weeks later I got 3 more. Just learn the numbers, learn how everything goes, and then jump in and jump out, and then understand the sectors and all of that stuff. It's a lot you have to learn, but you can pick good, safe businesses like blue chip stocks, and you can learn as you go. And that's the wonders of the stock market, because with the ups and downs, you can learn a lot. You can also learn a lot about yourself too. Your patience level, your tolerance level, and if it's cut out for you to be a long-term investor or a short-term investor, or it'll come to fruition what type of investor you want to be, or what type of investor you are. But yeah, I would say between 2 and 30 stocks, for any investor, that's intermediate or expert. I mean, even though some people have more, and it all depends on this, not to sit up here, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just some guy on YouTube telling you about it. But it all depends on how many you can keep up with when the news, the news of the companies. Because I mean, some people have busy days. You might work a 9 to 5, you might work 12 hours a day, or you might want to be one of these people where you heard you have an investor friend, and now he says, oh, I just put my stock up, I don't even look at it, I know that in 10, 20 years it's going to be good because these are bona fide companies, and you might be that type of person, and it all depends on how you can keep up with it. Like 18 companies, the sectors that I have, I can keep up with the sectors. I go through Ameritrade. My account is through Ameritrade. It's constant news on the companies. I get alerts on the companies, like how you would get alerts on a YouTube video, and you can keep up with it there. And I think that's what a lot of people that have all those accounts, they keep up with it from all these news alerts that they get. I mean, we're in the information age. Anything you want to know is at your disposal at any time. But yeah, as far as stocks, I just wanted to chime in and talk about that real quick. Another thing is this: it could have advantages and disadvantages. Now, for me, the advantage of having 18 stocks, right, is it's almost like a fund almost. Some stocks in a certain sector might be down, some might be up. It mitigates, my losses as a whole, and it puts my money in a whole bunch of different avenues in which I can increase my personal wealth. And that's the good thing about it. It's exciting. You wake up in the morning, the market's green. You're going to have some type of gains today, And what's confusing about the stock market, sometimes the stock market be red. Depending on what stock you pick, you can still be in the green. And that's the exciting thing, too, about the stock market. But, yeah, it all depends on, if he or she, the person that's investing out there, can keep up with the stocks. You don't want to just jump in and buy a whole bunch of. Another thing is, you got to watch the sectors that you're jumping into. You don't want to have all growth stocks, I mean, unless that's what you're picking. It's a growth portfolio. But a lot of people, like when I first started picking stocks, all the hot stocks, a lot of them were growth stocks. So they would go all the way up, and I'd be taking off like, oh man, I'm making $100-something a day, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. And then all of a sudden, I might get 4 days and lose every gain I had, plus some. Because I didn't understand. I'm like, okay, well, look, the sectors do, you know, okay, this is consumer cyclical, this is a growth stock, this is tech. You know, you have to understand. I was just buying by company name. Or I'm like, hey, this is in the store. People like this, I'll buy this. And granted, it's not a bad idea to do that, but you got to be cognizant of, you know, what kind of product are you buying? Does everybody like it, or do you just like it? But yeah, I mean, dealing with the stock market is not rocket science. It's not. You'll listen to a bunch of experts and tell you, oh, you know, don't diversify. Get 1 or 2 stocks and stick with them your whole life. Yeah, I mean, it could work. But I mean, a lot of people are not wired to just deal with that, especially nowadays, especially with the younger generation. When you invest, you want to see results, you want to see movement, and you want to see value. It all comes down to getting good, valuable stocks, long-term investment, blue chip stocks, stocks that are profitable, continue to be profitable, are in demand, and are run by good management groups. And then everything else comes from that. Like me, a big part of my portfolio is the S&P 500 index, which is the top 500 businesses in America. And, you know, I use that more of a protection in case some of my growth stocks or some of my small stocks that I'm just dipping into that, you know, are up and coming stocks that haven't really been established yet, to where I don't take a big loss, or I don't take, you know, my losses are minuscule. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in, guys, and, you know, it was just a question that was on my head, and I figured I'd make a video about it. But I mean, yeah, drop me a comment and tell me, how many stocks do you have in your portfolio? How many stocks did you start out with? You know, how are you maintaining these stocks? You know, yeah, I'd like to hear anything from you about the present topic that we talked about tonight. But, you know, as always, if you could, like I just said, drop a comment. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon as I upload daily, and share the video, man. I like to talk to people with like minds like me, talk about the stock market, and see where it goes. But as usual, I'm Steve, and I'll see you in the next video.